Hi guys, how are you doing? It's just the wind. The shed just made a bit of a creepy creaking sound, or it might have been a pigeon landing. I don't know. It's a bit of like a grey, miserable February day today, but weirdly warm. I might be a bit hot in this jumper. It's a coffee kind of day today. Got a latte. Right, so this time last week I was testing out alcohol markers, and something that I couldn't help but notice was that all of the colouring pages that everyone was going crazy for on TikTok were all super cute. Mostly animals and very simple designs. And it made me contemplate something. My cartoon drawing style is very 90s. I've clearly been influenced by stuff that I loved as a kid, such as Disney, Aardman, even Arthur. I used to love that show. But it's 2025, and what is on trend at the minute is super cute. Or you may have heard the word kawaii. It's more aesthetic, there is so much merch, all ages love it. You've got things like Hello Kitty, Pusheen, Miffy, Gudetama, Cinnamon Roll, Squishmallows, and so much more. Even if you haven't heard of the word kawaii, you have definitely seen it. So the question is, do my characters need an update? I haven't really drawn kawaii style cartoons before. I never really learned how to draw cartoons properly. I never watched any tutorials or had any lessons. My approach has just been keep throwing lines down until one looks right, which is not the most effective way. It's very time consuming. So maybe if I learn how to draw kawaii style, it might help me generally with my cartoon drawing. So I ordered this book from Amazon. It's called How to Draw Kawaii Animals, and it's by YISHAN. And she's actually done quite a few of these how to draw books, and I was so tempted to buy all of them, but this one looked the cutest to me. So I went for this one, and it was only $4.99 off Amazon, so that's a bargain these days. So I went ahead and tried some of these drawings out for myself. So yeah, I did that a couple of days ago and I made a little time lapse of it. So I shall transition to that now, and I'll try and use the most excessive transition that I can find on Premiere Pro. Enjoy. So yeah, I really enjoyed working through this book. I just did the 6 characters which I thought were the cutest and would probably help me the most with my books. The steps were really easy to follow. It was cool seeing the simple shapes turn into something recognisable. And now what's really strange is because I've drawn it here, whenever I see it on here, I'm like, hey, that's my drawing, but it's not, yeah. I think because they probably took about 40 or 50 minutes per drawing. So I did spend quite a lot of time on this, but I really enjoyed it. And I think working with the watercolours again did confirm that I do still prefer watercolour paint and pencils to alcohol markers. Sorry. I think What I like about watercolour paint is that you have a bit more control over the amount of pigment that you put down. So if you want a lighter blue, you just use less. Whereas with the alcohol markers, if you want a lighter blue, you've got to have a lighter blue pen. So you can have less paints, you can have like 12 paints or something, and you can pretty much paint anything. Whereas if you're using the alcohol markers, you need like 100 to be able to achieve the same effect. Anyway, I digress. Ah, my coffee's gone. So even though I had drawn the 6 characters, I still didn't feel super confident drawing this style. So I had a bit more of a practice on my tablet, and I drew another 6 characters, and I just did the line work because that's the bit that I kind of needed the more practice on. And then my son James actually coloured it in for me because he was sat with me while I was doing it. He was actually trying out the alcohol markers. Hang on, I'll show you what he drew. So I very quickly sketched BB and Aurora there for him. I don't know if you can really see it, and then he coloured it in. Bless him, while I was drawing the Kawaii animals on the tablet. My daughter Lily is usually the arty one, but I think that James might have also got the arty gene, the poor lad. But yeah, then my daughter walked in and she saw James colouring, and then she was like, I want to do something on the tablet. And I was like, well, if you want it to be in the video, it needs to be kawaii. So I gave her the book to follow the steps, but she just ended up doing her own thing. And Sonic does feature in it for a minute. So yeah, I thought that she would have loved this book, but it's because it's not Sonic. If it was Sonic the Hedgehog, she might have been more inclined to follow the steps. But she still did a kind of cute cat. Oh, the frog. The frog just reminded me of this morning. While I was putting the kids in the car, Lily noticed a frog or a toad. It was just sat in the grass. And in the front, there's just grass, like everyone's front gardens is just grass. And there's a main road. So I don't know if you should do this, but I thought, well, this is going to be a toad pancake in the next hour if I don't move it. So I scooped it up in a jug and I put it in the back garden because it might be able to get through to neighbours' gardens who might have a pond, and it's just got a bit more shelter. But then I was like, yeah, I should have got a little video of it for you guys. So I went and got my phone and then came back out, but it had gone. It had hopped away, but I guess that's a good thing, really. It was well enough to hop away, that's good. But while I was trying to look for it, I looked behind the bench and I thought I saw it. And I thought, oh, there he is. But no, it was a bird's skull, just the skull. In real life, nature isn't that cute. Not as cute as these guys. Anyway, hopefully the frog will be okay. Oh, I thought I saw it then, but it's a robin. Is it a robin? Hang on. Yeah, it's a robin. There's no point me, yeah, it's gone. Anyway, so to summarise, I really enjoyed this book. It doesn't have a whole lot of text in it. It's got a contents page and an introduction where it explains that the word kawaii in Japanese means cute, adorable, or lovable, and is a big part of Japanese culture. And it gives you a few little instructions there, but then after that, it's basically just the guides all the way through. And I quite like that, to be honest, because you can just crack on with it. I think it's better for kids as well, to not have to read a ton of overwhelming instructions. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for that. I'll link it in the description if you want to check it out. So now I've had a good practice, I'm hoping that I can take that knowledge and transform my characters from their current 90s vibe to a super cute 2025 vibe. But just straight up copying something is a whole different ballgame to actually creating something. So is drawing 12 characters going to be enough practice? Probably not, but I'll give it a go. So the plan is to take an illustration that I have already done in one of the books and converting it so that we can see a side-by-side of what the two styles actually look like, and then decide which one is better. So I think I'm going to go with a illustration from book 2. If you're new to the channel, I've created 2 books so far with the help of my daughter Lily, one called Luna the Space Leopard and one called Luna the Space Leopard's little brother Io. And this is the second one. We're now working on book 3, but I think there's more cute characters in this book. So the illustration that came straight to mind was this one, where they are walking up the mountain on their dad's planet there, because that one's got all of the cutest characters in it, apart from the little alien, because that one has got most of the cute characters in it. I think we would struggle to switch Astro to Kawaii because he's like a fully grown anthropomorphic. I can't say You know what I mean? He looks like a human-ish. He's got like a human-shaped body. I just don't think that he would switch to super cute. I feel like none of the adults really would. So yeah, I'll go for that one. Let's get drawing. So, let's turn this on so I can show you what I am using today. I'm going to use exactly the same materials as I used for this. So I've got these FABER-CASTELL watercolour pencils. Now, they're in a bit of a mess. I've had these for absolutely years. They're not in any particular colour order. Some of them I've clearly used more than others, but I really like these. You can quite easily just use more or less of each colour. Then, if you think that was bad, this is even worse. I've got my watercolour palette. Oh, it's jumping out. Oh my gosh, look at that. What a mess, what a mess. All the white has gone. I think you can replace these. It's a, how do you see it? DALER-ROWNEY. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but yeah, I've used acrylics on it I've used acrylics on this palette as well. That's what all this is. But this I have had, it's got to be like 20 years. And I think it was from a charity shop. So goodness knows if you can still get that. Then I've got a little bit of acrylic white paint for any highlights, or if I make a mistake, it kind of works like Tipp-Ex. I've got this watercolour paper. It's quite nice and thick and good quality, I like that. And then I'm just gonna need a regular pencil. This is a 2B, quite a small paintbrush, which again, this has clearly been used a lot. And then uni pin, fine line. These are brilliant because if you use them on the watercolour paper and then apply your watercolours, they don't smudge. But they do smudge if you use alcohol markers on marker paper. I'll turn this off a minute. Something else I was thinking about this morning as well is the illustration that I want to do is all the characters are side profile. And I was thinking, how do I actually draw Kawaii style side profile? Because if you do a quick Google search, literally all of the characters are facing you. So I've got my daughter's Hello Kitty here. Have you ever seen Hello Kitty facing the side? Why is that? Well, shall we find out? Because that's what you get. It seems in order to look super cute this way round, from this dimension, you have to sacrifice something in that dimension. So I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do this. I had another double check in YISHAN Lee's book, and most of them are facing forwards, but there is a mouse that's facing sideways. So I'm probably just going to have to do it kind of like that, I guess. But her illustrations are a bit more detailed than like Hello Kitty is. So I'm probably going to have to go for the more detailed over the more simplistic. But yeah, generally, like three-dimensionally, they have completely flat faces. That's how they look so cute. I just thought as well, I haven't practiced drawing backgrounds or trees or anything. So let's start off with Io. just going to open the book on the mouse page so I can kind of see. Okay, so she starts off with a circle for the head. And then a little semicircle-y thing for the snout. And then the ears are like 2 more semicircles. I know he's not a mouse, but it's going to be similar. A lot of mammals have quite similar structures. I'm going to need an eraser. I'm not used to this actual paper. I can't just press undo. Something else I also tried to do the other day was zoom in. Okay, so that is the shape of Io's face. Okay, now she does do kind of hair, fur, should I say, so we can add a bit of fur detail. He's going to end up looking the same, isn't he? Yeah, he looks pretty much the same. I think his face is too long. I think I'm going to make his face a bit more short. Okay, now the eyes. Let's have a look at the tiger's eyes again. They have these kind of big, glassy, sparkly eyes. Or you can do little dot eyes. I think the big, glassy, sparkly eyes might look a bit strange. I think I might go with the dot. This is going to look so weird. No matter what I do, it's going to look weird, isn't it? Ickle nose. And then the mouth, they all have kind of a W, rounded W mouth. That looks weird. They don't have eyebrows. And they're normally quite a strong feature on my characters because it's the expression. Super cute only has one expression. Super cute. Not sure about that eye. Let's try a smaller eye, like a dot, just a circle. Yeah, that's probably better. I'm starting to see why they don't draw them from the side because the mouths don't really work. It's so weird without the eyebrow. Okay, now the body. She does sort of swooping bean-shaped bodies. And then the legs, they kind of got human-shaped bodies. And I haven't learnt how to draw human Kawaii, so I'm just gonna have to kind of simplify. He looks so much like a mouse. His ears are too round, perhaps. Perhaps we'll just leave that ear out. Because he looks too mousy. So we'll just simplify the hand and the legs. So what do you do for the feet? Do they have no feet? Probably. And he's carrying one of those sticks where when you're leaving, his mouth is in the wrong place. Perhaps we'll just go with maybe we should have no mouth. Sometimes they don't even have a mouth. Hello Kitty doesn't have a mouth. We'll go for no mouth. It kind of looks like a bear now. Let's give him a long tail. His clothes. His shoes just gonna be like that. Is that his shoes? Okay, I think we've got Io. And then his big sister Luna. Pretty much the same shaped head though. I might do her eye kind of closed, like she's really happy. Because they quite often do that with the eyes as well, just so she looks a bit different. And her spots. Okay. And then her body, her arm, and her legs are the other way around. This one is on the floor. Her tail. And then she's wearing dungarees, a bit like Hello Kitty's. Okay, next up we've got Sparky, the robot. I'm not really sure how he's gonna change, other than maybe make his head a bit bigger, make him look a bit cuter. Maybe make his ears a bit shorter and rounder. Little bean body again. He's got a sort of backpack thing. I so wanted to select him then and like reposition him over there a little bit. but I can't. I either need to fully erase it or just accept it. I think I'm just going to accept it. So we've just got Chip to go, the hamster, but his ears are smaller. Again, I wanted to select him and rotate him slightly. Can't. Little sausage legs. Yeah, quite happy with that composition. I guess I should put some trees and mountains in as well. I don't like doing backgrounds. Even after doing that Bob Ross tutorial, I still don't have the confidence. I'm just going to put very simple mountains in the background and the ground here. And then I guess I could pop a couple of trees in. I'm just trying to think what they look like in the colouring pages that I see. They're just kind of a circle. Let's draw a circle. It's a bit wonky, isn't it? My tree's wonky, and then we will add lots of semicircles around it of different sizes. I might do a bit of an evergreen tree here. Trying to remember from the Christmas colouring pages what they look like. They're kind of like triangles, I think, with a sort of frilly skirt type shape at the bottom. Oh, what would a kawaii rock look like? I mean, it would have a face, but I'm not going to give them a face. Ooh, I'm quite happy with that. I feel like there's a bit of an empty space here. Perhaps a bit more flowers. What I might have to do is draw this out as an outline and then take a picture of it. No, I'll scan it. I shall scan it in and it can be used as a colouring page because I actually really like this. I will pop it on my Facebook page. So I'm going to keep recording on this camera and stop this one for a bit, and I will see you on the other side. Just finished the line work, and then I went to get the scanner out, and inside the scanner I actually found this piece of art that I did a few years ago. I must have just left it in the scanner. Okay, so I have finished that now, and do you know what? It's gone a bit like crinkly, sorry, but from the watercolour. But do you know what? I'm actually quite pleased with that. I did have to use some acrylic paint and acrylic markers on this in the end because I was struggling to get all of the different shades of pink and purple. For some reason, paint sets never really come with those colours. You've kind of got red, maroon and blue, but it's quite hard to make a vibrant poppy pink with that. Yeah, it's actually come out better than I was expecting, to be honest. They actually turn into kawaii characters quite well. They are kind of lacking expression compared to their original style, but they are cute. Obviously, I'm not going to change my style halfway through book 3 because that would be a bit weird. But what I could do perhaps is, if I make another book, make a kind of baby toddlers type book that's a lot more of a simple story and it has characters in this form. That might be quite cute, simply because it was much quicker to draw and it was very easy drawing them with the simple shapes. Might be something to consider in the future, definitely. So these are the 2 pieces that I finished. Probably look better that way around, don't they? And it did take a while to get these done, but I am really happy with them. And I would definitely recommend the book, How to Draw Kawaii Animals, because it definitely did come in handy for doing this. But yeah, what do you think? Which style do you prefer? Do you prefer my old style, which is a bit more expressive, or do you prefer this kawaii style? So that's it for today, guys. I try to post something every Friday, just generally arty stuff. I usually try and choose something that I'm perhaps struggling with to kind of help me learn and progress with my illustration for my books. But if you have any ideas of things that you would find interesting, then do let me know in the comments, and I shall see you next week. Bye!